YouTube, what's the deal? Welcome to Mo's Knows. I am your host, Mose. Today, we're on another episode of the Checkup series, where we check in with all 32 teams across the NFL landscape, see what they were able to do this offseason as it pertains to their roster, and see what the projected starting lineups are as we head into the 2021 NFL season. Today, we head to Oakland. We head to Las Vegas for the the Raiders. Why did you leave Oakland? I know why. Y'all been in the comment section like, oh, you should know why they left. They shouldn't have left. The Oakland Raiders. Oakland. It's supposed to be Battle of the Bay. Oakland versus San Francisco. And y'all probably gonna say, yeah, y'all left San Francisco. Yeah, we shouldn't have left San Fran. Knock down Candlestick, rebuild another stadium right there. Don't go to Santa Clara. The team's moving. Like the Chargers. Why? Just stay in San Diego. I know you want a bigger market in LA, but San Diego is a tourist and stay in San Diego. But this was big. The Raiders going to Vegas? The LV Raiders? Ooh. Let me stop. I'm just talking a lot of crap because my wife is a Raiders fan and I want her to watch this video and me talk a whole lot of crap. Although she agrees, she's upset as a Raiders fan that they moved from Oakland to Las Vegas. She agrees that that was a stupid move and they shouldn't have did that and they should have stayed in Oakland. So, but I just want to hear her. I just want her to hear me talk a lot of crap about her team. I get on her nerves every day anyway. I talk a whole lot of crap about a whole bunch of other stuff. Football, she's a Raiders fan, but she don't really care about football that much. I don't think it'll affect her. I just want to be like annoying. I just want her to hear my voice just talk trash about something just to get on her nerves. And she knows why. Love you, baby. But we're going to check in with these Vegas Raiders. See what they did in the offseason. See who they lost, see who they gained, see what their lineup looks like now heading into week one. So let's start with the losses. This team was in a really, really bad cap situation. So I understand why some of these moves needed to be done. But when you have an offense that is inconsistent and is sometimes good and sometimes not, I think the one thing that you don't want to do is mess with any type of continuity that you did have. But maybe they did need to change to see if changing it up, makes things different. But if you look at who they lost on the offensive line, right tackle Trent Brown, center Rodney Hudson, and right guard Gabe Jackson, those are three really, really, really good offensive linemen. Really good offensive linemen. And you want to keep Derek Carr protected. So to lose all pro linemen like that in one shot, that's a little tough. Again, I understand the cap situation. They had to free up and make some moves to get back under the cap because they were over by a lot. But that's tough. Also lost safety LaMarcus Joyner. Also lost wide receiver Nelson Aguilar, who I thought played really, really well for them. He had some issues when he was with Philly, but he got to the Raiders and really started to turn up a little bit. And outside linebacker Vic Beasley, I don't think he's been the same since since that Super Bowl loss. Vic Beasley hasn't been the same player. Moving over to the key additions, they add defensive end Yannick Ngakoue. They add center Nick Martin for offensive line depth. They bring back Carl Joseph, which I thought was odd. They had Carl Joseph, let him go. He was in Cleveland, and then they bring him back. They add running back Kenyon Drake, and then they add corner Casey Hayward, who comes over from the Chargers. So some good additions. Do I think the additions equal up to what they lost? No, especially when you look at the offensive line and what Nelson Aguilar was able to provide on the offensive side of the ball. So I don't think they kind of even that ratio out from, loss to gain. But Let's take a look at the offensive and defensive starting lineups and see what we have. So up front, we have Colton Miller and Richie Incognito on the left side. Those are returning starters from last year, so at least there is some continuity there. The center, we have starting Andre James. At right guard, we have Denzel Good. And at right tackle, we have the recently drafted first-round pick, Alex Leatherwood. So he moves over to right tackle after playing left tackle at Alabama for the last 4 years. Starting quarterback, we have Derek Carr. Starting running back, Josh Jacobs. Those are returning starters. Fullback, we have Alec Ingold. Tight end, we have Darren Waller. He's top 3. It's Kittle, it's Kelsey, and then it's Waller. 3 best tight ends in the league without a doubt. I think it's a huge drop off after those 3. And then on the outside, we have Henry Ruggs III and a surprise camp standout, Brian Edwards, taking over that outside wide receiver position opposite Henry Ruggs. Because of his size and his speed and what he's been able to do in camp, he has been drawing comps to T.O. That he's just out there at just a beast, catching everything. Like, he's doing his thing. So I think the biggest issue is the offensive line. Leatherwood over at right tackle. I want to see if he's able to hold up. Denzel Good and James on the interior, center and right side. I want to see if they'll be able to hold up. So there's definitely a drop off from the previous offensive line, but I don't think it's too much of a drop off. Still some concerns with this middle portion here. But I think this offensive line could be serviceable for what John Gruden wants to do on offense. And it's up to him as the offensive play caller to put them in a position to be successful. They have to do their part, but he does also. So we're not going to put it all on the players. Hopefully Gruden can, scheme up an offense that allows them to be successful. Moving over to the defensive side of the ball. Again, this is a unit that is very, very up and down. I definitely want to see more production from Clelin Ferrell, outside defensive end. I think we will see that because teams are going to be focusing on Yannick Ngakoue, who's on the other side. So I think as teams focus on him as the primary pass rusher, that should leave Ferrell with some one-on-ones, and I just want to see him produce in those situations. At defensive tackle, we have Jonathan Hankins and Quentin Jefferson. At our linebacker core, we were deficient, so the Raiders went out and made a trade with the Carolina Panthers to bring in Denzel Perryman to put him next to Nicholas Moreau and Corey Littleton. And then in our secondary, we have Casey Hayward Jr., we have Trayvon Mullen Jr., we have Jonathan Abram coming back from injury, and our rookie draft pick in the second round. I thought he was going to go in the first round. I thought he was the best safety in this year's class, but he fell to the second round, so the Raiders got a steal, and Trayvon Merritt got a TCU. Secondary, I don't have a problem with. Defensive line, I don't have a problem with, especially with Yannick Ngakoue being your primary pass rusher. I do worry about the linebacking core, but if this front four can get consistent pressure and keep those blocks tied up and not let those offensive linemen get to the second level, I think this linebacking core is serviceable enough to help this defense succeed. Will they be a top 5, top 10 defense? I don't want to go that far and make that prediction, but they can be good enough. But again, as I mentioned with the Denver Broncos, this team is in a tough division. I do think the Raiders may be pulling up the rear, or at least we know Chiefs are 1, Chargers are going to be 2, and I think it'll be a battle between the Broncos and Raiders, who 3 and 4. So a solid team on paper, but they have to go out and they have to produce. Unfortunately, the Raiders have been very, very inconsistent, even with John Gruden as the head coach. I would want to see them turn it around. I do want to see John Gruden be successful. I think the league is different and it's more lively and animated when he is a head coach and when he is a part of this league from a coaching standpoint. I think he was a great commentator, but I think he provides a different energy when he's a coach. But it's up to him and his staff to make sure that these players are in the best possible position to win. So they're in a tough division, so we'll see what they're able to bring this year. That's going to wrap it up. I don't want to talk about them too long. I don't want to give my wife too much sign and give too much ammo and say I was talking good about her team, because I want her to feel bad about her team right now going into week 1. That's going to wrap it up for this edition of the Checkup with the Las Vegas Raiders. Boo. If you like this video, hit a thumbs up. I won't be mad if you don't thumbs up this video. This will probably be the only video where I'm not mad if you thumbs this up. Yeah, I know it's going to mess up my metrics and the algorithms and all that kind of stuff like that, but it's the Raiders, and I want my wife to see a bunch of thumbs downs. Nah, I'm playing. Don't hit the thumbs down. If you didn't like it, just don't hit the thumbs up. Don't hit the thumbs down, though. If you're going to do a thumbs down, do it in the comments. Don't hit the thumbs down on the video. Add a thumbs down in the comments, just so we can piss my wife off. Just so we can make her mad seeing all the thumbs downs, or if you want to boo or whatever you want to do it in the comment section. Don't hit the thumbs down on the video. If you have any other comments about this team, if you feel differently, Raiders fans, about the starting lineups, if you feel more confident about your linebacker group than I do, connect with me in the comments section. Tap in with me down there. I love interacting with you guys as usual. You can connect with me on all of my social media accounts: Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. I'll link those in the description of this video below. Yeah, that's it. That's all I got. Thank you for tuning in. Since you're here, you might as well become a part of the family. I mean, you're already here, so you're family, and there's nothing you can do about it. But you might as well make it official by hitting that subscribe button. Join the Mo's Knows family, become a know-it-all, and then hit that bell icon so that you get notified every time new content drops right here at Mo's Knows. Love and appreciate y'all, and I'll catch y'all in the next episode. Y'all be easy.